Hello, welcome to the Essential Management Skills for Emerging Leaders Programme, or EMSEL for short. I'm Julie Jungawala, the lead instructor for the EMSEL programme, and I very much look forward to meeting you in person on campus and online. This programme is for aspiring or new managers who are looking to increase their leadership skills, take on additional responsibility, and build their effectiveness in their organisation. During today's program Welcome, we are going to explore your goals for the program, begin to build our learning community, identify a number of critical leadership capabilities, and provide a brief overview of the program expectations. Let's get started with your program goals. So it's important, as always, to begin with the end in mind. As you signed up for the EMSEL program, you might have had a few thoughts floating around with regards to what you hoped to learn while you're here. So I'm curious, our first question here is, why did you decide to participate in EMSEL? So please feel free to pull out your notepad or a Word document on your computer or a note-taking app on your iPad or phone and capture a few thoughts on why you decided to participate in EMSEL. Please feel free to pause this video as you capture your thoughts before I go on to my next question. And the second question is, what do you hope specifically to learn? So oftentimes folks might say, well, Julie, I hope to learn how to be a better leader. I would ask you to be more specific. What is it about leadership that you hope to learn? In what way do you hope to be a better leader? Is it to be a better negotiator? Is it to learn how to think more strategically in your role? Perhaps improve your presentation skills, maybe increase your emotional intelligence. What is it specifically that you hope to learn while you're on the program? Again, please feel free to pause the video while you capture your thoughts before I go on to the next question. And then finally, why does that matter? I do a lot of coaching work, one-on-one, leadership coaching one-on-one. And when I ask my coachees to note their goals, I always follow up with, and why does that matter? Because if there isn't a compelling why that matters statement, then it's time to go back and rewrite the goals. So take a moment now and reflect and ask yourself, why does that matter? So for example, if we take presentation skills, so if I improve my ability and confidence in presenting, it means I can maybe advocate more effectively for resources for my team. It might mean I can progress in a more accelerated fashion in my career within my organization or outside of my organization. Whatever it is will be unique to you. So take a few moments now and ask yourself, why does that, or why do those goals matter? And again, please feel free to pause the video and capture your thoughts. Okay, now that you have at least a draft version of your goals and why they matter, we're now going to start building our learning community. This version of EMSEL is hybrid, which means you have the opportunity to be on campus for a week, as well as having the supports, the content, the various web conferences that are available online. And it's a wonderful opportunity, both online and on campus, to build a global network of peers. And this program truly attracts a global class, if you will, and a key part of it is really being able to provide some structures and scaffold for you to build relationships with the global community that will await you when you find yourself on campus. So let's go ahead and use the discussion board on Canvas. You will have received access instructions for Canvas already. So please do find that email and click on the Canvas link. Go over to the Canvas website, log on, and then click on the discussion board and go ahead and introduce yourself using these prompts. First of all, your name, organization, and country. Secondly, and this is optional, any contact information you would like to share with your classmates. Thirdly, your goals for the program. So having completed at least a draft version of your goals, please go ahead and share those on the Canvas discussion board. It's always a great opportunity to not only post your own, but read what your fellow classmates have written Oftentimes people report back on campus, hey, what you noted there on your goals really got me thinking about mine, and I iterated mine as a result. So feel free to see what your colleagues have written on the discussion board, and maybe you'll iterate your goals or not. We'll see what happens there. And then finally, either note one important thing about you that you would like to share that is not on your resume, or describe the path not taken. Or describe the path not taken. Maybe there is a sliding doors moment that has transpired in your career so far, and you'd like to describe that path not taken. So again, please feel free to either pause the video at this point, hop over to the Canvas discussion board and note your reflections according to the prompts here, or you can make a point, make a note that you'll do that after you finish this recording. Okay, welcome back. You might have heard this phrase before, VUCA. It stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And the term was coined by the US Army College after the Cold War. And it was used to describe the conditions on the ground and how these VUCA conditions, how it meant that the hierarchical model of leadership was no longer up to the task. The term was since then taken by the management literature and used to describe life in our everyday organizations. And anytime I share this particular acronym, I oftentimes see nodding heads, folks saying yes. It feels like right now I'm living in a very ambiguous world. My world is very complex. I'm not sure 6 months from now what the work is going to look like. And there's a lot of volatility, not only within my organization, but within the world writ large. So given that broader context in which you're leading, what are some critical capabilities that would be helpful for you to develop as a leader? It's a wonderful piece of research that I would like to highlight, and it's you'll find it on the Harvard Business Publishing website, an article entitled Leading Now, Critical Capabilities for a Complex World. And I'd like to pull out a few of these capabilities and take each in turn and share a little bit of my own experience with each of these, and also share what you might hope to learn in the program as well. So if we take these three buckets, we oftentimes as leaders start with the business. Okay, I need to be more strategic. I need to be thinking about innovation, so on and so forth. And then we think about how do I lead the team? And then we think about, if there's time left, which there's usually not, how do I lead myself? So I'd encourage you to reverse that. I'm going to take us through a few slides here, digging into these capabilities in a little bit more detail, and encourage starting with yourself. I have seen it over and over again that you can't lead others unless and until you're leading yourself. So let's start with the first domain here, leading yourself. First, we have develop personal ability. That is the ability to remain focused amidst this VUCA world, amidst the uncertainty and the ambiguity that you will find on a daily basis, and being able to become highly resilient within that context. I love this phrase, what got you here won't get you there. There's a book by the same title, if you will, from an executive coach called Marshall Goldsmith. And really what we're looking at here is how what made you successful up until this point may or may not be what will help you get to the next level. A great example that I see over and over is the fact that high-performing individual contributors who are really good in their role, oftentimes because they set a really fast pace, because they get work done quickly, because they are deep subject matter experts, they are then promoted to management. And that entails managing other people, messy human beings. And oftentimes what made me successful as a high-performing individual contributor may or may not help me be successful as a manager. So it's really that ability to take a step back, to look at new realities with fresh eyes, and to do so on an ongoing basis throughout your career as your roles evolve. And then secondly, cultivating learning agility. So actively seeking out learning from new experiences, adopting a learning mindset, a growth mindset, experimenting. So instead of, being somewhat rigid with your approach, and this worked before, so this is how I'll do it moving forward, really taking a spirit mindset of experimentation, And then taking time to reflect so you learn from successes and failures. This is one of the more challenging ones because there's just, these days, leaders have so much on their plates. Typically, your day is back-to-back meetings, and then you've got a couple of hundred emails to attend to, Slack messages, so on and so forth. But it's imperative that you take time to reflect so you can learn from your successes and your failures. And we'll be providing lots of opportunity for that on the program, an opportunity to develop your personal ability and to cultivate that learning agility. Secondly, we have leading others, leveraging networks and inspiring engagement. So really demonstrating a talent for collaboration that serves the organizational goals. And it's not only within your organization, but outside your organization as well. And then when it comes to inspiring engagement, really thinking about your team members, thinking about what are their short, medium, and long-term career goals, what are their development areas, and then what are the strategic objectives of the organization, and what is the Venn diagram overlap, if you will. So given where the organization wants to go, given where this particular employee wants to grow and develop, what's the overlap, and how can I make the employee aspirations and values, the goals of the organization, how can I make those meaningful connections as a manager? Next, we have leading the business. So managing complexity and being global in your approach. A few pieces I'd like to pull out here. The importance of making decisions amidst ever-changing conditions. The importance of taking a systems thinking approach when you're problem solving, when you're making the decisions, and always asking yourself, how might I continue to build an organization, build a team, think about my work in a way that is adaptable. Not arguing with my reality, but meeting my reality with wide open eyes, if you will, and asking myself, okay, what do I need to do here to adapt? What do I need to do here to experiment? And then being global, capturing new sources of value in those global markets, and the critical importance of developing local leaders. So not, parachuting a leader in from another part of the world and expecting them to be successful on the ground, really asking yourself, how might I begin to recruit and develop local leaders on the ground as part of a global organization? And then finally, we have acting strategically and fostering innovation. So really viewing strategy as an ongoing, continuous process. No longer is strategy something that a senior board of directors go off and do once every 5 years. It's an ongoing, continuous process, again, given the VUCA world that we just described. Adjusting to capture the opportunity, tackle the challenges that are presenting, and then engaging those mid-level leaders. You might find yourself as a mid-level leader right now, and you probably know better than anybody the importance of senior leadership engaging you. As you know, you have a direct line of sight to what's happening on the ground. You understand the overarching strategy, and you can probably see where some of the disconnects might be and where some of the opportunities might be. So it's critically important for any organization to really engage the mid-level leaders. And then finally, fostering innovation. So developing new products, services, processes, and models, and providing opportunities to interact and collaborate. So collaborating not only within your own team, but also cross-functionally within your organization. Thinking also how you're collaborating outside of your organization with your vendors and partners, and maybe other industries, other organizations outside of those that are presenting immediately. You've probably heard the phrase that the greatest innovations happen at the intersection of disciplines. So asking yourself as a leader, okay, with whom might I collaborate here to bring additional vision and insight and opportunity? So those are the critical capabilities for leading today. And we will be dipping into all three of those domains, the leading yourself, the leading your team, and leading your business during your time on the EMSEL program. Now I'd like to take a moment and orient ourselves to some of the great resources that you will find on the Canvas website. Again, by now you should have received an email with a link to the Canvas website. And there you can access the program calendar, any announcements that the administrative team will have for you or the instructors, the online discussion board that we referenced earlier. All of your session materials, pre-readings, case studies, etc., pre-work will be available under the associated module heading on the Canvas website. So I encourage you to check those out and download all of the materials. Instructor information is available under each module as well. Also on Canvas, you will find an introduction to your project. The project is a wonderful tool and a unique aspect of this program that really gives you the opportunity to take what you're learning, apply it to your specific circumstance, and develop the skills that you identified in your goal statements earlier. And then finally, you'll find the rubrics for the assignments, the specific directions, and which assignments are due and when. Again, those are all related to the project, and you will find those under the assignments button on Canvas. I'd like to end with a few program expectations. First of all, readings and pre-work. So the saying goes, you get out of something what you put into it. So we strongly encourage you to complete all the readings in advance of the sessions and come prepared with questions and ideas to discuss. Preparing in advance for the case discussion. So that means reading the case, obviously answering any questions that the instructor might prompt on Canvas, and then also coming with your own questions, maybe your rebuttals. You've had a very different experience to what you see in the case here. So please do bring all of that good thinking with you to class. And then also please do review the online project pre-work module before you arrive on campus. While you're on campus, please participate actively, stay the full week, and network with and learn from your fellow participants. Again, you're going to really increase your global network as a result of being on this program, and participants oftentimes sharing the feedback, just how much they enjoyed and how much they got out of those coffee breaks, the lunches, just having the chance to network and learn with folks, not only within the structured classroom time, but also in the evenings, the mornings, etc. So there are lots of opportunities for that. Web conferences, please do attend live, be engaged. We've got a lot of experience these days with Zoom, and we strongly encourage you to turn on the video if you're able to. It really helps to support and nurture a strong learning community, and to participate and ask questions. You will find that all of the instructors have very much an interactive approach, experiential approach to their content. So we encourage you to bring all of your questions. And then finally, the assignments in the project, these are articulated in detail on the Canvas website. Please do complete the assignments on time and as described on the Canvas website. That's it for me for now, and I can't wait to meet you in person on campus. I encourage you to bring your appetite. That's another program expectation. The food is really good. So I very much look forward to meeting you over coffee or tea. So thank you for joining me on this program welcome. I will be your leadership instructor for day one on campus. I very much look forward to meeting you in Cambridge on day one of the program. Between now and then, I wish you safe travels to Cambridge, and I will see you very soon.